Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tokamak, we have the blue Protoss player. The blue Protoss, we have the blue Protoss himself representing Team Little Fairy. It is Shameless. I'm just fixing up player names. Un momento. Bam, there we go. As spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the Mexican Zerg player. We have the red Zerg. It is Cham. Last season's runner-up. Here we go. We are going to be setting up, and we do expect standard openers. When it comes to Cham's playstyle in ZvP, he does thrive in the mid game. We've seen a lot of all-ins, a lot of Roach-based all-ins, a lot of Roach Hydra-based all-ins as well, off of 3 bases. That's what we're expecting out of Cham. He's also really good at tech switching as well, into muta play, out of muta play. He can be very difficult to play to keep up with, and we even saw Showtime struggling. We saw Showtime struggling at times against Cham. So coming into this, I'm gonna lean towards Cham. I can see this going either way, though. I can see this going either way. It's I feel like this is gonna be a harder one to call. Best of luck in the chat, as predictions are open. Predictions are open, and place your bets on who you think will claim it. We have Cham and Shameless facing off in that best of 3. Let's go. So we have a standard open at Shameless. I spoke how Cham, we expect him to be hyper aggressive. That is true. I do also expect Shameless to be very defensive. Shameless is very standard. He's very standard in his play. We expect to see a Stargate opener into a third base and a +1 blink Stalker into the mid game, into the late game is what we're expecting out of Shameless. We'll see if he deviates. We'll see if Cham, when he decides to cut workers, and how he techs up. Go. Meanwhile, welcome one and all to Tokamak. Tokamak is one of the larger maps in the map pool, much more defensive. I do favor Shameless coming into this when it comes to being able to defend, survive, and fortify himself on 4 bases. That is kind of the big advantage of Tokamak, is being able to get up to your 4 bases in a bit of an easier fashion. See if we can get there. Players do fan out. Again, we have the initial Stargate open after Shameless. Stargate into Oracle. And Death hooks in. Doesn't get much done. Cham, he's keeping up. Holding on. And he will, not bad, does delay. Does lay his third base. We have extra gateways behind this. That is not of the norm. We have a third gateway as well. So we actually are going for a more aggressive follow-up. Much more aggressive here by Shameless. Basically what's happening with the extra gateway, we're going to be delaying tech. We're going to be prioritizing early adept warp-ins, and we're going to be moving out with a plethora of adepts early on. Not glaive adepts. Remember, this is not glaive adepts, but we're going to be warping in extra vanilla adepts to try to catch Cham off guard. If Cham skips roaches, if he plays Ling Queen, if he drones up too much, then this can find damage. As here comes that third base, there's that Twilight Council out of Shameless. We'll see what he invests into. Twilight Council into Forge, looks like a standard follow-up. So far we have plenty of adepts here at the third. Now you don't want to show too many adepts early on, otherwise you will tip your hand. So Oracle's being deflected, no major damage. Cham, he deflects the oracles. Adepts, they do push. Cham, he sees, he scouts. And behind there's no Roach Horn. Cham, he skips the Roach Horn, he skips the Balin Nest as well. These Adepts, they have potential. 7 Adepts do move out. Can't bring down the Queens, but he can go for the Mineral Line. Oh, gets in, gets one. Gets one drone, he does cancel the Shade, and so far this has not been worth it. Yeah, this has not been worth it for Shameless. Shameless, remember, his third base was delayed. His Twilight Council also delayed. Like, everything has been slightly later here because of the early delay on the third base from the Lings, and also this investment as well. He's hoping for more damage. Oh, can he force a cancel? Okay. Cancels the fourth. Not bad. A little bit better here for Shameless. Does get a little bit more done. And Cham, he's going for the... Jesus. He's going into a Roach Hydra setup here. Overload speed is on the way. This is indicative of Jumper Lords. Cham is going to commit. Which, if you recall at the start, we have seen a lot of Roach Hydra base all-ins out of Cham. It's what we're expecting here from him. As Hydras are amassing. Jumper Lords are going to be getting ready. Then Cham, we can just send it. Bleeds out extra workers. It's going to be 5 or 6 drones going down. There's a lot of damage being dealt. Here we go. Cham is getting ready for the move out. It's gearing up, knocking down those rocks. That will mean that reinforcements are going to cross the map that much faster. Cham, he will soon commit. Back at home, Shameless Storm is done. So he has Storm. He has some side defense back at home. Nothing major, but does have some. There we go, getting more cannons, more shield batteries. Cham, he's cut workers. He's cutting workers at 76. And we spoke earlier, especially with Overload Speed finishing, that now it's go time. So Cham is rattling everything he can across the map. Rattling out Hydras. Here comes the Doom drop. We have 6 Drop Lords on the way. You don't get Overload Speed unless you're Doom dropping. True. And here comes Cham. He's loading up. So far, Shameless, he hasn't seen this. He has a decent army to defend. Not gonna lie. If he's in position, though. So Cham loads up. He's headed for the main. Main base is exposed. Oh. He gets spotted. Yeah, Cham is spotted. Shameless, he should react. He's racing back into the main base. He defends against the main army. Storms are coming in for the Roaches. That's a lot of Roaches, though. He can tank some Storms. Meanwhile, massive Storm on the Hydras. Oh my god, he stands in it. Yeah, brutal Storms. He stands in the Storms. Hydras are going to be dealt with. The Zealots, they will overwhelm. But the Roaches are breaking through. Yeah, the Roaches are the issue here. He breaks through the High Templar. He tanks the Storms, takes down the Archons. The Zealot weapon was barely not enough. And Chammy's done it. Chammy's done it. GG gets called. He breaks the main base and he breaks the third. Sorry, the 5th even. GG. And with that, Cham takes a lead. Does take a lead in the series. GG, well played. Against Shameless, he had a decent defensive setup. The split was unfortunately not quite what it needed to be. We saw that he barely didn't have enough of the main base to defend. The Hydras, they were all on a sliver of HP, but they did barely survive. Likewise, on the right-hand side, there were too many High Templar against a heavy Roach army, against a heavy Roach composition. So the Templar didn't really achieve too much there either. GG. GG, well played at Cham. He breaks a Shameless, and now Cham is up in the series. One more game away from claiming it here and now. Let's go. So we're loading into game number 2. Going to be on Maganatha. And again, going for these drop lords are a really good way to bypass some of the defensive nature of Tokamak. If we just had these ground-based pushes, I do believe that Shameless would have been able to hold on. But being forced to split up into the main base as well was another factor that allowed Cham to actually break through and snowball out of control. With that, so we're getting into our next game, and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Maganatha, we have the Canadian. My mind was on Trigger. We have the blue Protoss for Team Little Fairy down in the series. We'll see if we can bounce back. It is Shameless. And I'll fix up his name. Un momento. Bam, there we go. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the Mexican Zerg player. We have the red Zerg leading the series 1-0. It is Cham. We go. And then game 1 is a good example of what we expect out of Cham in this series. Is more hyper aggression, being very much so in the face of his opponents, building up into 3 bases, 3.5 bases, then just sending it across the map. Again, Cham, he was able to shine a couple of times against Showtime with this style. Able to pull it off here against Shameless as well. Here we go. To have our Hatch Gas Pool. Hatch Gas Pool, standard opener out of our Zerg player. And Shameless likewise going for Gate Expand. Shameless, he also had just a really rocky start to last game as well. We spoke about how he did open up with a faster third gateway. His third base was delayed. His tech was delayed. Everything else was delayed. And in the end, he didn't really achieve too much with it. I was hoping for a little bit more. So we once again have our Stargate. And welcome to Maganatha. Maganatha is a larger map in the map pool, the largest map, a lot of bases, of course, but also very spread out, so aggression can be favored here. It can be more difficult to spread yourself thin between your 3rd, 4th, 5th base as well, assuming the game goes that long. Sorry, just stretching. Make sure to hydrate. True. Hydrate all of your hydras. Stretch your roaches. I got a lot of VODs to edit after this cast. Okay, editing all the VODs. Scheduling all the VODs. And if I have time, I mean, we have like a triple cast today, true. We have RSL and we have the Pond cast, so there's a lot to get into, Pat. There's a lot to get into. If I have time though, I do want to start working on some of the TLMC maps. I do want to start working on it. If I have the time. As Lings a counterattack, they do hit one of the Adepts. I start getting Adept. This time there's no gateway explosion before the tech, so this time just 2 gates. Just 2 gates into a third base, followed by our tech of choice, Twilight Council and Forge. We do see a much earlier lair this time from Cham. He does go lair first. Interesting. Lair first is more indicative of higher forms of tech, of course. We're not going into +1 melee. We can go into +1 range, into Roach Hydra, or into Hydra Ling instead. There's that Roach one. Safety Roach one out of Cham. We'll see if he can keep up. So they move out. They catch out an Adept. Small pickoffs. Oh! Cham does pull away. Does react in time. Does react to Depth Save us into the middle line. Drones are now going down. Okay. Now we're finding that damage. Ooh, the Adepts were on a move on the Queen. They were, sorry, I should say target firing the Queen. So we're lacking some DPS. 6 drones going down. It's okay damage. We're just stacking stasis traps. Let's go. Do we get another? Not quite. Not quite. And I was curious what the fast lair was for. I assumed it was going to be for Hydras. The answer is no. It was Lings. Sorry, it was a Eva Chamber into Roach one into what? Into Muta play. Okay, Spire is on the way. We're going into Mutas. The Oracles, they poke in for a scout. And do we confirm? He does! Wow, big revelation. Shameless, he confirms the Spire. He's aware of the Mutas. He knows what's going on. And behind this, how does he respond? He already has Blink on the way. And he can start off Phoenixes. Meanwhile, all in. Now, we have seen this before at a Cham. Fun fact, we saw this before. We saw this against Showtime. Cham, he goes for the Spire. If he gets scouted, what does he do? He lets the Spire finish. He doesn't make Mutas. He turns this into a Ling, Queen, Roach all-in with Dropper Lords. And the goal here is the hope that Shameless over-invests into anti-air, into anti-Muta play. With Phoenixes, with a Fleet Beacon, with Annual Pulse Crystals. Meanwhile, Shameless, he has not done so. He is investing into cannons and shield batteries in the mineral lines, so this is something that won't really help against what Cham is up to. So this is better for Cham. But at the same time, Shameless still focusing on his ground army. More High Templar, more Storms. Spire is done, as you can see, no Mutas. But Cham is backing up a lot of gas. What's the plan? Waiting for the Overlords? Okay, we have 5 Mutas on the way. Sorry, 6 Mutas on the way. That should be to harass. That can one-shot workers. One-shot probes. Overlord speed is done. I'm waiting to see Chambers on 74 workers. I'm waiting to see the wave of ground army, which is not happening. Chambers droning. Okay. Cham, he's droning up, so he's not pushing. This is a little bit middle of the road here for Cham. He's not being hyper aggressive. He's not doubling down. He's droning. He's expanding. This will weaken Cham's push. Just because he didn't drone earlier. And we spoke about it, like, the cannons are ready. Mutas, they try to bust in. Gonna be chased down. Stalkers, they're ready for the roaches. And so far, the Phoenix control has been on point. Bailey's there waddling in. Oh, the slow waddle by. He gets in. No reaction. Oh my god. Yeah, no reaction. Massive connections. 11 probes gonna be going down. Barely 11. Okay, Cham popping off. But is this enough damage? Yeah, getting 13 probe kills, but will cost him every single Muta. Cham is committing. He's making pure Ling Bane Roach Ravager. His goal here is to end the games, to kill Shameless. But this has been a little bit shaky for Cham. He's taking. Okay, he's taking up Invitation Bit. Looks like he knows that he probably won't be able to kill Shameless. Storms, they connect. It's a lot of Storms on Banelings. High Templar do get caught. Resets the Templar counts. Shameless holds. Oof. Holds, he defends, he punishes the roaches. As Cham, he's actually still doubling down. He's stuck on 1-1. Got the pit, but he's not taking up in the hive. As he rotates over towards the third. Trying to bust in. It's going to be a lot of roaches going down there. Yeah, a lot of roaches getting caught out. Doesn't really get much damage done. And Cham, he's running out of steam here. These have not been efficient trades. We'll get both Archons. Archon's going down. One Immortal gets caught. Not bad. Gets an Immortal. Might get another. Cham, much better here. Oh, he does tank a Storm. Storm pops off, but Cham, he will take down every single Immortal. Yeah, again, that was miscontrol out of Shameless. The Immortals were exposed. And Cham, has he done it? Does he have enough? Takes down the Archon. Barely. Barely gets the Archon. Cham still rallying in, going for the kill. Still waiting for reinforcements. Hive did begin. It's almost done. So Cham is trying to tech up at least in some way. He never got the Hydra Den. What's the plan with the Hive then? No Hydras, no Lurkers. I guess he can't just go into Adrenal. True. Roach is getting caught out. The Immortal count is slowly building back up. Shameless, he's holding his own. Even popping off with a counterattack. No shot we're going into Broodlords, right? I mean, we have the Spire. We have some Corruptors on the way. No shot. There's a lot of Corruptors. 6 Corruptors morphing in. He's going for Corruptor upgrades, so yeah, no Greater Spire. Getting to Adrenal, +3. Still with a bit of a more mid-tier army, though. Still with Linkbane Roach. Not even Ravager. And Shameless is about to max out. Oh. Yeah, we're a little bit indecisive. So Cham, he cancels Carapace. He cancels Carapace, he starts morphing in the Great Spire, so he is going into Broodlords. That is going to be potentially a big power spike for Cham, if he can get there. The problem is, I don't know if he can. Like, Shameless has a terrifying army. He's moving in. He's got 4 Templar. He's holding onto those Storms. Never mind, we're not pushing. I do think that Shameless could have actually broken through. I feel like he could have broken through, but alas, what do we see? 2 more Stargates, Flea Beacon, we're going into Sky Toss. Shameless, he decides to back off, he decides to pull away, and we're embracing a longer game. Here we go. We are going to be embracing a longer game. Bailey's gonna be rolling in towards that mineral line. Queen's getting caught out. Oh. And we do have the initial Broodlords. Now, there is going to be a big power spike here, as we mentioned, with these initial Broodlords before there are too many Tempests, right? We're making 3 Tempests at a time, but they're not ready. They're not ready yet, so Broodlords have potential to move in here and now to break. To break Shameless. Oh. Shameless pulls away. Roach moving in. Had Templar there extend. Losing 1, losing 2. 2 Templar going down, but cleans up all the Roaches. Yeah, Roaches do fall. Broodlords, they push into the center expansion. Banelings, they popped off. They got 18, 19 probe kills. This is decent damage as we go for another Baneling run by. My concern here is that Cham is throwing away a lot of his supply, a lot of his army supply. And no Corruptors. Uh-oh. No Corruptors, so the Broodlords, they're going down. These are expensive losses. Losing 3 Broodlords. Ay, ay, ay. Shameless does rotate in between the bases. Oh. Riddler trying to move in. There's just not much here for Cham. Like this, he's got a handful of he's got a handful of Corruptors. And once these Corruptors go down, I mean the Tempests, they can just have free reign. How many Corruptors left? 3. Down to 3 Corruptors. Down to 2. Down to 1. Does get the expansion, does take down one of the bases. But this is a very robust army here for Shameless. Very efficient army. And I'm not so sure he can be stopped. Up to 7 Broods. Pushing into the bases, more drones going to be going down. We have Zealots on the left, we have Zealots into the center. And Cham is just being torn apart. Just being torn apart here. Oh. Losing 45 drones. So many workers going down. And honestly, Shameless can just keep pushing. He could just keep moving out. For now, he pulls away. He wants to preserve his bases. He wants to remax. Cham is down to 114 supply. Barely anything. The Zealots are still killing Cham. The charge slots. Ay, ay, ay. And GG gets called, even with Shameless turning back around. The writing was on the wall, and Shameless ties up the series 1-1. Whew, GG. GG, well played. We do have a tied up series here, and now we're going all the way into the ace match. Again, it was kind of a weird style out of Cham, or weird build, weird decisions. As a reminder, winding it back, Cham, he went into the Spire and he got scouted early on, so I assumed that, especially with Overlord Speed finishing, that he was going to let it finish and go into an all-in, and he didn't. He droned, he got Overlord Speed, he still made mutas anyway, and it wasn't worth it. He still invested into the mutas. Alas, Shameless, he was well prepared for the mutas. Mutas got shut down, and Cham, he tried to be aggressive a little bit later instead, but by then Shameless had stabilized. So yeah, a bit of a shaky response there out of Cham after being scouted. It felt a little bit indecisive with that. GG well played. And oh my god, what is this ace match? As for the first time tonight, we get to feature one of the most commonly vetoed maps in the map pool. Up next, Last Fantasy. Let's go. Let us go. Last Fantasy is going to be the final game of this series. One way or the other, it all ends here, and we rarely get to see any games on Last Fantasy. Let's go. Let's go. As spawning, I guess we have to fix some things up here. Bam. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Last Fantasy, we have the blue Protoss representing Team Little Fairy, tying up the series 1-1. It is Shameless. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Last Fantasy, we have the red Zerg player, the red Zerg player himself, the Mexican Zerg, being forced into the ace match. It is Cham. El Chamaco, El Chamaco. Here we go. get-go. Players are going to be building up, and first looking for each other, they find each other. They do find each other. The Overlord is spotted, so Shameless is fully aware of Cham's location. Likewise, Cham, he does see the probe movement as well, so they will find each other. Of course, Last Fantasy is a 3-player spawn map. That is the reason why it is often vetoed. It's very, very often vetoed and rarely seen. And Last Fantasy has often been a map of extremes. Either we see a lot of aggression and all-ins, or we do see some longer and later games instead. The reason why is because there are a lot of narrow choke points. As you can see here, very narrow choke point coming into the natural, choke point here, ramp as well, more ramps, more choke points. So it is relatively easy to wall up these areas, to wall off and to turtle up on 4 bases, even getting up to 5 bases as well. So we have seen some players struggle to break a defending player, but at the same time, the sample size of games on Last Fantasy is just really small. It's really small, really short. So I don't know if I can with confidence really say like how this will pan out, how the map does influence the players. I lean a little bit more towards the defensive play, but at the same time, the rush distance by ground is short, so we'll see. We shall see. Likewise, there's a lot of dead space as well. Here, these are air blockers. These are air blockers. Basically, the corners of the map are inaccessible. You cannot teleport into the corners either with BCs, for example. Like, you just cannot get there. So the map is actually smaller than it otherwise seems, as there's just very little space in between the bases. It does mean that drop play, phoenixes, mutas, air-based units, they can be punished that much harder, as there's less room for them to traverse. Less places to hide. Shame he does attempt to delay the third. Not quite able to. Does invest into quite a lot of Lings though. Yeah, Lings are moving back in. The Oracle's ready. And the Oracle does defend. So Shameless, he maintains his third. Second gateway's on the way. Going for an earlier Twilight Council. Interesting. This Twilight Council's earlier than normal. We do have another gateway as well. Are we going into Glaive and Eps? Okay, let's go. Jesus. So this does look like Glaives here. If it was Blink, we would be delaying the gateways a little bit further and going into a later Forge. So hyper aggression out of Shameless, going for that gateway explosion. So far, Cham is in the dark. He has not seen, he's not scattered, but Cham, he is going for the safety Roach Warren. Yeah, 430 Roach Warren, not bad. So Roaches will come into play. We'll see if he can wall off. Meanwhile, show us what you got. Shameless does have the money for it. There it is. Glaive Eps are on the way. So 4 gate Glaives out of Shameless. And Cham does have a safety Roach Warren, but if he doesn't make Roaches, if he drones, if he doesn't realize how much danger he's in, then this can still get damage done. Likewise, Cham is working on that SimCity. Got that Eva chamber. Ready to wall off. Ready to wall. Oh. The initial vanilla depths do shade away. He shades away. Shameless, he should be banking up a depths here in the natural. Some more depths are in production. Again, we got a hit soon. Cham back at home, getting into +1 range, getting into roach speed. He does make a couple of safety roaches. He's double expanding. And is Cham going to cut workers here? Okay, he's joining. Okay, Cham is joining up. Oracle's poke in. We're waiting for more adepts. And here he comes. Here comes Shameless. We have adepts moving in towards the south, adepts towards the north. They're all coming together. And the roach count, how many do we have? 5. Only 5 roaches. Shameless, he can pull this off. He's going for the natural. No wall. Yeah, there's no wall. Adepts, they do shade in. Does commit. Link's going to be shut down. And we need more roaches. 10 roaches in production. 10 roaches are on the way. So far, so good. Roaches, they hold their own. Shades and natural roaches, they pop out just in time. Yeah, the roaches are here. Roaches do defend, and Cham shouldn't really lose much. He will lose 3 drones. See here, roaches in position. Oracles, they try to poke in, and that's going to be, what, 6 drone kills in total. That is not worth it. Cham, he defends. He shuts us down, and Cham can soon counterattack. With what? With roach speed. Roach speed is finishing up, +1 range as well. It's going to be a tough hold. Remember, Blink is not done. Blink is delayed. +1 is delayed. All the upgrades are delayed because of Glaive Adepts. And Cham, he can send it. He can send it, Pat. So he does go the long way around. Interesting. Does it the long way. Does hit the Nexus. Ooh, that's a kill, not a cancel. And we're going for the base trade. They're reinforcements. Plenty of reinforcements. Stalkers are out of position. They're getting caught out by the Zerglings. Roaches across the map. They're going for the Cybercore, which means no more Stalkers. And no more Stalker reinforcements. Instead, just slow Zealots. The slow lots. That's all we can warp in. Outside more gateways. Denies more warp-ins. Ling Roach coming in from behind. And Roaches, they just collapse. They converge upon those Stalkers. Yeah, we got the slow lots to defend. They're doing what they can. But Cham has done it. Cham, he's done it. The Glaive Adepts did not do anywhere near enough damage. Cham was playing safe. He had the safety Roach Warren. He shut it down. Third base does crumble, and we just keep pushing. We just keep on pushing here. No shield battery. GG gets called, and Shameless, he will tap out. Cham takes the series at 2-1. GG. GG, well played. Cham, he will claim the series. He will advance on into the next round. We did have an intense back and forth. I was happy to see last fantasy. We had a cheeky build on this map with Shameless going into Glaives, but as we saw, it did not do enough damage. He killed 6 drones for a mass amount of adepts. That was not worth it, and it meant that he was vulnerable to the counterattack because of all the delays, right? When you go into Glaive Adepts like this, you have to get more damage. It's not an all-in, but damage needs to be done, and just not enough. Not enough in the end. GG, well played. With that, congratulations. Cham does claim it, and we are going to be getting ready for that final series of the broadcast. We're going to be going on a short break. Here. When we come back, we will have that final best of 3. Hearthstone and Mute in a couple of moments. See you soon. See you soon, Pappy. See you soon.